So next turn I need to dump some of these cold lights. I think I've got too many.
Watch this!
This ends now! Come, embrace the chaos.
All right. Normally I would keep these two together. I probably want to find more defensive stuff. But I mean, drawing cards gets me to the defensive stuff. I'm not playing this on turn 1. I'm just keeping it to have it.
None will survive.
Dead deck, lol. Demon Hunter post nerf? Yeah, I mean, it's still a very good deck. This doesn't clear like 1-drops that they play, so there's no real value in playing it. It should still be a good matchup for us, right? Just because we have like removal stuff to do. But I don't have the hand right now to... and that helps. Okay. No second minion is fantastic news. Don't you know nerf equals dead and buff equals only deck in the game? That is new to me. All right, let's go here. That sets up for an easier kill next turn with this into this. Or I could just play this and this now.
Must burn them all.
But I kind of want to get that down when I need to get this down on 5. So it's going to be a while if I don't go in now. So I'm just going to go in now. If there's a clear on both of these, then I'm kind of just fine. If not, I get a Battle Rage. How's Kargoth doing in this list? This is my first game, so we'll see. But like theoretically, it seems like it'd be decent.
Nice to meet you.
Sure. I think 2 cards off of Battle Rage is still fine. Especially if it draws me into, I don't know, anything playable.
Much rage.
Okay. That's potentially good next turn. I don't know if I want to spend 3 mana just killing this, like if they have a Henge Clan Thug, for example.
Halt! Who goes there?
Still odd without Glaives. Yeah, I mean, they still had 28 other cards that were very good. This doesn't quite clear, so it cleared that. We'll put this at 2. No, I would leave it at 3. I'm just gonna shove this. I get 4 armor out of it, which I immediately lose, but ideally it clears the battle friend.
One day I'll be a real knight.
Which is the better opener, Henge Clan or Satyr? It really depends on the matchup. If your opponent runs a lot of AoE, then that's dead now. If your opponent runs a lot of AoE, then Henge Clan is probably better. If they run a lot of single target removal, Satyr's better. So there's no like universal answer to that.
I will not be denied.
This makes it more likely that I soak up the 6 from the Henge Clan Thug. It also makes it more likely that I can get a Bladestorm kill on it next turn.
All I see is weakness.
Okay.
We're with you.
I'm gonna go here. And then just plan to kill the Henge Clan Thug on the follow-up. Because this doesn't actually get me a whole lot.
Let the pain speak to me.
Khartut gets me a whole lot, though. I don't really need both Deadmans here. I'm not planning to go infinite in this game, I don't think. Or I shouldn't have a need to go infinite. If I absolutely need to, I could Plague of Wrath. But that would only be if they, like, make the other 6/4 here and I can bump and It's coming down, isn't it? Okay. Nice order.
Bring the pain.
Yeah. We're weak to Consume Spirit. We know one of the cards is the other half of Twin Slice. Yeah, the Thug's pretty thick, but next turn we can go Hoard Pillager into Plague of Wrath, and we'll be fine. They're both I-beams are gone? No, only one I-beam is gone. Here's the other one. Ow. This is fine, chat. This is perfectly fine. Jarrip, thank you for the resub.
Treasure? Loot? What more can I ask for?
Cool. I think this is a hand probably worth Dud Manzing. Maybe I actually grab the weapon first. I forgot to put Ancharrr in my deck. That's the whole reason I have the pirates.
Let the pain speak to me.
I'll go in on the Brann Coldlight next turn.
I will silence their scream.
Hey, I got you, friend.
I do not have an answer to that, do I?
Who knows what secrets will uncover? Honor.
You do that a lot, don't you? Yeah. Shadowfey, thank you for gifting that sub to Whole Walk.
I will not be denied.
I don't think it's worth. What I want to do here is damage all my minions, get a whole bunch of armor, and play the Plague of Wrath. Well, I guess part of that. I could also just shove in a Zoth, and that might be pretty cool. Wow, this opponent really wants me to get Plague of Wrath value. Why no Ziliax in this deck? There's no room. We get the healing from Khartut.
My blades will sing.
They will never catch me.
Time grows short.
And we also really don't need healing with the amount of armor gain that we have. Shadowfey, thank you for gifting that sub to Coconuts. Appreciate that. Ooh, that's actually kind of a bad interaction for me, isn't it?
Your history. I will not be denied.
I've got these two as a backup, so I'm fine just wasting the attack there. Still shouldn't be dead, right?
Halt! Who goes there?
Can't attack multiple times anymore, so the Golem challenges that.
Our enemies will fall.
Or that. Probably better just to kill that, right? So it can be in the res pool for the N'Zoth. Which, N'Zoth is looking pretty good right now, right? Or I could go here, here, here. Nah, just shove the N'Zoth. One N'Zoth is more than enough in this matchup. Atrov, thank you for the 8 months. Thanks for all the amazing content, Roffle. You're very welcome. Thank you for conceding, opponent. Now I can put Ancharrr in my deck. It's clearly a mirror match, so we're gonna have to use our superior brain in order to make it through this. V Patriot, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the Roffle Rabble. I don't think I want Bulwark in my opener, but I'll keep minions here. I think I need both Armorsmiths, but they're decent into Pirate Warrior. I think if it's just like a non-N'Zoth Deadman's deck, we have an advantage. If it's Pirate Warrior, I mean, we should be able to win. I'm going to hold the minions just to see what we're up against first. Okay. I want to get the skippers with these cards. cool. Not necessarily to play them on curve, but just to have them. Okay. Looks like a mirror match.
I will not be denied.
I could get overdrawn here if I just sit, but I don't want to give the opponent a free draw. So. I also could have held the weapon swing if I really wanted to. With an Acolyte on board, I don't think it's a turn that you want to be cold lighting. Yeah, they're starting to play around their hand size. So I'm going to need to do the same. Bulwark probably needs to come down soon. I'm going to be weak to Cold Light for a few turns. I think next turn I Hoard Pillager into Bulwark. Maybe not. Could get a risky skipper Armorsmith turn. That looks good here. I probably don't want the Acolytes just yet. Nets me 3 cards, potentially. Yeah, let's get rid of this first. Bone Dog Plays, thank you for the 100 bits. The power of bits has gone to my head. I can make Roffle say, my favorite class is botany. Whoa. No, that's false. I am BGS, thank you for the 100 bits. It's a matchup to see who can snore faster. That's a common misconception. It's actually about who can snore louder. We're gonna have to practice that a bit. I don't know that that's the one you wanted to kill there, but... I missed 1 damage. But also shut up. Gotcha there, chat. Fizzle Jizzix, thank you for gifting that sub to SPV Gaming. I've done a good job of managing my hand size. I just need to draw it into my... Sure.
Loot? What more can I ask for?
That's going to be a concern.
I stole it first.
Let the pain speak to me.
Risky skippers are good. I think I should be at an advantage because I can churn through my deck pretty quickly compared to the opponent. Both shield slams gone. As long as I keep these 2, I think I'll be okay.
Let the pain speak to me.
Sure. There's our N'Zoth. We just need to hit our 2 deadmans. Probably just play these 2. Maybe I want to shuffle this. Could deny the draw. I don't think I need both plagues. Probably just want 1. I can't overdraw them. So what we're looking for is an opening to go Brann Coldlight to overdraw them a dead man's hand. And I think that's how we win. Alternatively, we just like pare down our hand more effectively than the opponent does. Yeah, I'm really glad I got rid of that other plague now. This can serve a similar purpose to the Bladestorm. Bladestorm is actually pretty good into a heavy Khartut board. Bladestorm, then you can finish off stuff with the risky skipper, so I'm going to try and keep both of those if I can. I've got a lot of card draw at the bottom of my deck. Like the Corsair Cache just being down there especially is kind of a bummer. Is this one of my favorite decks? Yeah, I don't typically run the N'Zoth version, but dead card. It's I like the dead man's archetype. I can't afford to keep dead cards here. I'll give it one more turn in hand though, because cycling it is just fine. Nobody likes people who use literally. That seems like a broad statement to make. Overly generalized. Okay, they've got the N'Zoth, which is... Oh god, that's gonna be a problem. I need to draw into the Deadman's, or I can't keep pace with the opponent because they have N'Zoth in hand, almost certainly. So, I'm just gonna play this. As long as I keep Brann N'Zoth, I'll be fine. But, like, I can't clear their board until I have the Deadman's, because I need to be able to... I need multiple iterations of the Bladestorm. Wait, did they Deadman's with that in hand? Fizzle Jizzix, thank you for the 100 bits. I literally want to kill myself when you figuratively use literally, figuratively, of course. Makes sense. Oh. Battle Rages, you've betrayed me. I do think I want to keep one. Maybe I just give up on the Hoard Pillager dream.
I will not be denied.
That seems to be my worst card, but it like chains the risky skipper draw, which makes the I have to play a card though. Otherwise I'm risking the overdraw on the Deadman's, which is how we lose. Time to hit the turn limit? No, we have ways to win this. It's not. The unfortunate thing is it looks like the opponent knows what they're doing. So you hate to see that. I just need to draw the Deadman's and we're fine. That is the worst card I could have drawn here.
I will not be denied.
If I top deck the Corsair Cache, I'm going to have a really hard time winning. But I can't overdraw anything anymore, so there's no point in playing cards.
Magic detected. Few cards remain.
Okay.
I will not be denied.
Potentially overdraw to a Coldlight, so I'm just going to pitch this.
So much rage.
I'm just going to use Coldlights and Brands to draw, so I only need one risky skipper as well. They're just going to bite this. Or that. My N'Zoth is going to be better. Second N'Zoth is a bit early. I need to start dumping the Brands though. I can use Brann for the Plague of Wrath as an activator. I am BG's, thank you for the 100 bits. My Eldritch Abomination can beat up your Eldritch Abomination. We'll just see about that. That is a brawl. Okay. Haha! Look at all this healing we're getting. So we can just go here and here. I've got another Brann in my deck. Ooh. Good thing I kept that Battle Rage here. I think I only need the one since this is my last risky skipper. Which means I can't give up the Bladestorm.
So much rage.
I'll play a Coldlight next turn, but I don't want to play one this turn. Assuming the Brann sticks. But I want to shuffle multiple Coldlights into my deck. Unlucky. Really need to get the Corsair Cache out of the mix. And I probably need to dump this Plague of Wrath as well. Coldlight. We're not overdrawing anything. That actually helps me a lot. Sure. I mean, obviously it helps them too, but... I want to get this out.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
I might have just punted there. That might have been a throw. Because now I can burn the dead man's pretty easily. Oh, okay. Just don't burn the dead man's and we're fine. I was anticipating drawing the dead man's, so feels kind of bad. I want to get this out of hand. I've got too many of them already. Next turn I just shove a N'Zoth to contest their N'Zoth. As pure skill, I mean, it literally didn't matter what card it was as long as it wasn't the second dead man's, which I was like trying to draw the dead man's to block the opportunity for the opponent to do that. I think it was a 50-50 to hit, so it was probably an unnecessary risk, but it... He not have N'Zoth? Who said that? That was very clearly not the case. Does the side lose now? Yeah, milling dead man's, but... Milling dead man's or incremental burst damage with Brann Coldlights. So I think I want to start pitching my removal and just make my deck only Brann Coldlight N'Zoths. Just to like break some of the weird cycling that we have going on here. Our home, our tombs, chat. Okay, we can't overdraw the dead man's. And we're getting there. We're going to take 10 from the bomb, but that 10 damage just doesn't matter. Here comes the Coldlight. So we take 10 plus 3. But we're not overdrawing, so it's just like... Organic. Thank you for the 4 months. Maybe it's better to just get rid of the Brann. The Brann's been kind of awkward. And then I just do mass Coldlight turns. I do 3 Coldlights followed by a N'Zoth every turn. I don't want double Plague shuffled in. That was the last blade, I know. That was intentional. I feel like the Brann's just bad for draws. I don't think the Brann gives us potential to like overdraw though. I'm gonna ditch it. And then ditch this as soon as I can too. But next turn we're just gonna go N'Zoth and we're gonna get chain N'Zoths, Deadmans, and Coldlights. Should be good. That's actually a way that the opponent can like break through the cycle that we have going on right now. I don't know if that's main deck. I think it is, yeah. But we should be able to get to our ZOTHS faster, so I don't think it matters that much. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference unless they get multiple copies of it. Next turn we want to plague Coldlight Deadmans if we can, or plague Coldlight Hero Power, depending on the situation. I need to make sure I get the other ZOTHS in my hand before I Deadman, so I'd have to draw very specific cards. I was just gonna say, I don't think this is a very good brawl because I've still got 2 Khartuts that just resummon stuff. It's unfortunate.
I'm almost out of cards.
Away, intruder!
I don't want the plague.
I'm out of cards.
So next turn I need to dump some of these Coldlights. I think I've got too many.
Few cards remain.
24 damage coming at me.
I am bereft of cards.
Wait. They take 10, 11, 12, 13. They're dead. Yep. I think we just shaped our hand a little bit better. You weren't an infinite Bulwark mill deck? I mean, I have the potential for that, but it's like the Ancharrr is the whole reason for running the Pirates. But I think I'd still rather find the Corsair Cache to buff the Ancharrr. Yeah, that card. We have health gain with Gargath? I said Khartut, didn't I? That's what I meant if I didn't. Khartut. Like, we don't need Ziliax because we have Khartut for healing. We don't really even need healing that much because we have armor gain. So. Beautiful. You did say Khartut? Okay, I thought so. What cards are we going infinite with? It depends on the matchup. Usually, I mean, something involving Coldlight, potentially ZOTHS and aggro. Shadowfae, thank you for gifting that sub to the Rotted Zombie. Wait, they just ripped the Shadow Council already? Who is this, me?
I will not.
Oh my god, I was expecting that to be dead. I'm not used to the nerf yet. I bashed into it and I'm like, why isn't that dead? I don't get it. Well, those are some cards. Just gonna play the Scrap Golem and hold. I don't really want to take 3 for no reason right now. Just gonna play the second scrap golem here maybe, or I can go here and here. It's not a great turn is the thing. It's fine. I just can play taunts on curve at the moment. Jebward, thank you for continuing that gift sub. Appreciate that. Oh my god. Is this like Renounced Darkness? Yeah, we can go here, here, and here next turn. I think I'd actually rather gain some armor. So that might be preferred over the Acolyte, but I'll just kind of take it. Oh, good. Wait, what? Sure. I mean, that seems like a lot of resources to kill this. They did eventually get a draw off of it, but that makes my life a little bit easier this coming turn.
I'll show you who's boss.
Let the pain speak to me. So much rage.
So much rage. Man. We can go in on a Coldlight Oracle burst game plan. That boy is thick. How do I damage that? I can't while also getting a... I kind of want to shuffle this back into my deck with the Dead Man, so all of my stuff does other stuff that draws other stuff.
Bring the pain. Make haste.
Everything else adds a card to hand, so it just has to be this.
Treasure? Loot? What more
I can throw one away as an attacker. If they trade in, we just have the Plague of Wrath. It's kind of an awkward turn. Okie dokie. I would like a 2-mana minion, please. That's one.
I'll show you who's boss.
armor?
So we don't get to keep the risky skipper, but we do get to clear the entirety of the board.
I will not be denied. Job's done.
I can just burst them down with the cold lights in the near future.
We must expand our minds.
In the very near future. Good old George. Oh my god, George to complete the quest. Okay. I don't want to draw them more cards at the present moment. I do want to draw myself the weapon though. Neat. Let's throw this out there. I don't see a good reason to attack right now, because I want this to bring back the Bulwark since I gave up the risky skippers already. But that said, I probably want to shuffle those 2 cards into my deck before doing so. Oh. I mean, our N'Zoth is probably fine at this stage. I don't necessarily need infinite N'Zoths if I want to go on the Coldlight game plan. There's one Dead Man's. Got 9 damage coming at us. I've got a whole lot of burst in hand. Explain this deck in 2 sentences. Don't die. Kill the opponent. In fatigue. Right now we're still on the don't die portion of that game plan. I could wait a turn and see if I can hit the Dead Man's. So that means going like this into... I don't think I'm dead, right?
Make haste. Much rage.
I just want to find the other Dead Man's and then I'll be happy. Big oof. gonna equip this. That was a huge whiff. Second Dead Man's in bottom 4 of our deck. It does give me the opportunity to draw into the Khartut Defender, though. Next turn I can also go here and here. It's kind of concerning. Okay, I can still shuffle this in for potentially infinite. Yep, there we go. I want everything in this hand, right? Bone Dog, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm giving you my first bits ever because you're the first streamer that brought me over to Twitch. Big inspiration, keep up the saucy work. Thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words and support. Really appreciate that. All right.
Burn them all.
I don't think I want the Shield Slam. But. But. That's all I have mana for, so. This only negates 3 damage, which is a bummer, but we can, again, get multiple copies of it with the Hoard Pillager, and we just N'Zoth.
You'll find me wherever the action is.
Chat. Please help. Wait, what? Missed 7 damage, lol. It doesn't matter. It's just kind of embarrassing for them.
I'm almost out of cards.
We should just be able to Brann Coldlight next turn and win. Right, it's 8. I forget the equation for this. But they'll draw 9, or they'll draw 8 cards in fatigue unless they tap, then they'll draw 9. The opponent just got too excited? Yeah. How do I steal that? I think it's lethal, right? It's been a while since I've played a mill deck.
Tombs. Almost out of time.
Well, they're definitely dead with the attackers on board, right? But I think it's also just lethal this way. Maximizing damage, chat. That's why it didn't matter that they, like, missed the damage. We just have to make sure that the opponent gets arrested after this game for, like, losing out on damage with King Crush. That's, like... That's a big no-no, chat. Thank you to legendary patrons Anonymous Toast, IGN Unknown, Justice Crater, Fizzle Jizzix, Molly Mock, Boardman5, Matthew Crow, and Nick the Chef.